Hi everyone, I am here today with a recap of my January expenses for my 2019 no-buy year. I will link my 2019 no-buy video down below, which contains all of the rules that I set for myself for this year, but so far my no-buy has been working out extremely well. I wasn't really tempted in the month of January to buy a whole lot. I didn't buy any beauty products whatsoever, no toiletries. It goes without saying that I didn't buy any clothing or accessories, handbags or shoes. I didn't purchase any jewelry. I didn't buy any makeup. In fact, I'm still decluttering my makeup. I'm really trying to use what I have, and I'm rediscovering old products that I haven't touched in a long time, but I'm excited about. And I'm also learning that I kept a few things that I'm not in love with, and those I find it's easier to let go now. I only spent on the following categories: groceries, food, pets, and health. Because I wasn't really tempted to buy anything in January, I wanted to focus a little bit on these 4 categories of goods that I did spend money on. Let's start off with groceries. Interestingly enough, in January, hubby and I didn't really spend very much money on groceries at all. I was probably overbuying and stocking up too much on groceries towards the latter half of 2018 because I had a lot of time on my hands to cook and experiment with recipes, so I went to the grocery store a lot and I kind of just bought whatever caught my eye without really thinking about whether or not I would use a certain product in the near future. Thankfully, I didn't have a lot of waste or anything like that because a lot of the things I stocked up on were able to be frozen, or perhaps they were dry goods like pasta and rice and all of that good stuff. In January, I started using up a lot of what we already had in our pantry and in our freezer, so I didn't go out and buy a whole bunch of meat. I didn't go out and buy a whole bunch of grains as I normally do when they go on sale. Instead, I really tried to use what I had, and in January, we only spent $200 in total on groceries, which is amazing. So my portion of that, because hubby and I split all of our shared expenses in half, was only $100. I can't believe I spent so little on groceries in a month. I've also started to comparison shop a little bit more. Before, I wouldn't really do this because I just didn't find I had the time or the energy to put into it. For some people, I totally understand if that is not a good use of time, but because I have the time now, I'm able to do that, and that helped me cut down on my expenses. The other thing is we didn't do a huge grocery haul. We go to Costco once every couple months or so. When we do go to Costco, you guys may know that it's very easy to spend a lot there, and we end up stocking up on a lot of things and spending a lot more money. In February, we are going to be going to Costco, so I do see my grocery bill going up quite a bit, but a lot of the stuff that we buy can last months and months and months, and we buy a lot of meats which can be frozen. So similar to how our January grocery bill doesn't really reflect the true cost of what we ate in January because we ate a lot of stuff we already had, our February grocery expense might be a little bit inflated. Towards the end of the year though, I'll be able to average out the cost and let you guys know what I spent in this area and also compare to previous years. I'm expecting that this year is going to be way lower. Maybe not so much in groceries, but in the next category, which is food, it will definitely be significantly lower. Food is where I track expenses that aren't groceries. So for example, if I go out to a restaurant to eat, or if I go to Tim Hortons or Starbucks and buy something, that is what I consider food. Food is from a food establishment that is not a grocery store. So I hope that kind of makes sense. It makes sense to me, but if you're tracking your own expenses, you might want to group things separately depending on your lifestyle. In the month of January, I only spent $50 on food. I went out to eat a few times, but I didn't go to any expensive restaurants. I would just get some ramen, or I would get a sandwich or something like that. I still enjoyed everything I ate though, and I would say I enjoyed it even more than some nice restaurants that I've been to, which gives me mixed feelings because on the one hand, it's great to be able to be happy with something so simple, but it makes me sad to think of my former self and how dependent I was on these nice meals when there was something so simple that I could have done that I would have felt as excited and as happy about. Not to say that I only had expensive meals in the past, but I had them a lot more often. I would book them months in advance and I would look forward forward to them so much that I would neglect the present moment. So this is getting a little bit deep. I'm sort of straying around from what I wanted to talk about, which was my January no-buy, but I think all of that kind of goes together and it's really a shift in mindset. The last two categories I'll just touch on. For our pets, hubby and I spent around $50, so my portion of that was $25. The entire expense was pretty much food, so we have a rabbit and a dog, and they're both very teeny tiny, so they don't eat too much, and we were able to take advantage of some sales and such in order to cut down on the cost a little bit here. The last category is health, and this is the area where I spent the most money on because I purchased my retainers in the month of January. Some of you may know that I had Invisalign in the past, and now that I am done with Invisalign, I'm gonna have to wear a retainer overnight forever, basically. I got a set of retainers made and it was very expensive. Fortunately, we have insurance that covers retainers and night guards, so I was only out of pocket $110. And I think it's definitely a worthwhile expense because not only will the retainers help to keep my teeth straight, but I grind my teeth at night and I tend to click my jaw together. So these will also serve as night guards, which will help protect me from wearing down my teeth further. That is going to be it for my no-buy update for the month of January. I will link my blog post down below for the entire month. I basically do a recap of what I brought into my household every Sunday on my blog. That is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know down below how you're doing with your no-buy. If you bought anything in the month of January and if you were tempted by anything, or if you're rolling along really well and not having too much trouble with it. I would love to hear a little bit about your experience in the month of January. Thank you again for watching this video. I will be back very soon with another one. Until then, please take care and bye for now.